In this series, we are going to explore moment.js library and its features. So first of all, we will go to the site of moment.js and take a look at the installation steps. So here you can see on the screen that there are two ways to use moment.js. Either we include the moment.min.js file in an HTML and write the code related to moment.js inside the script tag, or we can use npm to install the library and use it. For the first way, you can click on the file and copy the code that is displayed in the browser, or you can right click on that in Safari and click on download linked file, and file will be downloaded. I think this right click feature is not available in Chrome, so you have to copy paste the code in any file you want and link it to the HTML and use it. For the second way, you can use simply npm to install it. npm is a node package manager for node.js, so we will go for the second way and install the library using npm and use it. So to install the library, we can use npm install moment. First of all, we are gonna go and create an index.js file in the same folder where our package.json file is, and we are gonna go require or import depending on what we use as a type in package.json. So if we use common.js as a type, which is the default option, then we have to use require moment and store it in a constant called moment. And if we are using type as module, then we can use import and from syntax. So we are gonna use the type as module and use import statement to import moment library. By default, moment library provides a top level function, which is the moment function, and if we call that function, it will return moment object, as you can see on the screen. We can pass argument to this method as well, and we can also chain different methods available in the library depending on our requirement. First method that we are gonna chain in moment function is format method, which returns the local timestamp, as you can see on the screen. In the format method, we can pass different argument in single or double quotes. So first argument that we are gonna pass is 4 times capital M, which returns the full name of the current month, which is December. If we experiment with this argument and pass 3 times M, then it will return short form of current month, which is DEC. If we pass 2 times capital M, then it will return the months in 2 digits format like 01, 02, 03 up to 12. And if we pass 1 time M, then it will return single digit formats of the months like 1, 2 and 3 up to 12 in the string format. And if we want the number, we can use parse int method available in JavaScript to get the number representation of it. We can use capital M maximum of 4 times. If we experiment with this a little further and try and pass 5 or 6 times capital M, then it will add it to 4 times and treat it as 1 and 2 times capital M after 4 times respectively. So it will return full name of the current month for 4 times capital M, and it will concatenate the value depending of how many times we use capital M after that. So if we use 1 time after that, then it will return December 1, December 2 and so on. If we use 2 times capital M after 4 times, then it will return December 01, December 02 and so on. For 3 times it will return December DEC, and for 4 times it will return December, and this process will be repeated. So unless you want this value, you do not want to pass more than 4 times capital M. We can also pass capital M small o for getting which month is it, like whether it is first, second or third. So this is December, so it will return 12th, as you can see on the screen. Now we are gonna pass capital D, which represents day of month or day of year depending on how many times we use it. If we use it up to 2 times, then it will return day of month, and if we use it more than 2 times, then it will return day of year. So let's see this in action. To see the difference between the two choices, we are gonna add some days in moment and then use format method on top of it. We will explore add method later. For now, we are gonna add 5 days, and now we can test our implementation. As you can see in the code that we are passing 1 time D, then it returns the day of month in 1 digit format like 1, 2, 3 to 31. If we use capital D 2 times, then it will return 2 digits format like 01, 02, 03 to 231st. We can pass capital D with a small o, which returns which day is today, like 1st, 2nd, or 3rd to 31st. Now, if we pass capital D more than 2 times, like 3 times, then it will return day of the year in one digit format, like 1, 2, 3 to 365. And if we pass 4 times, then it will return 3 digits format of the day of the year, like 001, 002 to 365. We can pass 3 times capital D with a small o to get which day is it of the current year, like 1st, 2nd, or 365th. If we use small d instead of capital D, then it represents day of week and returns the format based on how many times we use it. If we use it one time, then it will return number of weekday from 0 to 6, in which 0 stands for Sunday and 6 stands for Saturday. If we pass 2 times, then it will return 2 character text format of the current weekday, like SU for Sunday, MO for Monday, and SA for Saturday. If we pass 3 times, then it will return 3 character text format of the current weekday, like SUN for Sunday, MON for Monday, and SAT for Saturday. If we pass 4 times, then it will return full text format of the current weekday, like Sunday, Monday to Saturday. We mainly use 2 or 4 digits format. So for capital Y, we are gonna use 2 and 4 digits, since 3 digit is like repetition that we saw in month format, and 1 digit gives the same result as 4 digits. If we use 2 times capital Y, it will return 2 digits format of the year, like 22 for 2022 and 23 for 2023. And if we use 4 times capital Y, then it will return the 4 digit format of the year, like 2022 and 2023. If we use small y, it will return the full digit format of the year. It doesn't matter how many times we use it. And of course, many times means not more than 4 times. For hours, we can use capital H or small h. Capital H returns hours in 24-hour format, but from 0 to 23. And small h returns 12-hour format, but from 1 to 12. And the process works the same as we saw in earlier cases. If we pass 1 time of small or capital H, it will return 1 digit format of it. And if we pass 2 times, it will return 2 digits format of it. Similarly, we can use small m for minutes and small s for seconds. With these values, we can use small a or capital A for getting AM or PM in small or capital respectively. We can use these to make complex timestamps depending on our needs. We will work on these in next video. In this video, we are gonna explore format method of moment object with real world examples. First format that we are gonna use is 2 times capital D, 2 times capital M, and 4 times capital Y, which returns current date, current month, and current year separated by hyphens, as you can see on the screen. We can also use /, comma, underscore as separator. Depending on our need, we can use any separator we like. We can also use spaces as a separator. If you wanna get December 29th, 2022 in this format, you can use 4 times capital M, capital D, small o, comma, 4 times capital Y. See, here we have used comma and space as a separator. We learned all these things, that which symbol is used for which thing, in previous video. So if you haven't watched it, click on the I button and watch it. If we wanna get day of week instead of day of month, we can use small d instead of capital D small o. So our format will be like 4 times capital M small d, comma, 4 times capital Y. And again, we learned all these things in the previous video, so don't tell me that you don't know it. We can get full format of time with year, month, date, hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds using 4 times capital Y for getting full format of year, 2 times capital M for getting 2-digit format of month, 2 times capital D for getting 2-digit format of the date, 2 times capital H for 2-digit format of hours, 2 times small m and s for minutes and seconds, And I forgot to mention in the last video that we can also use 3 times capital S for getting milliseconds. If we want to get the 29th of December, then we will pass the format the capital D small o of 4 times capital M. But here you are getting some strange output you can see in the terminal. You see, that is because H stands for hours and small e stands for day of week, which is from 0 to 6. And if we pass capital E, it will return ISO day of week, which is from 1 to 7. So to fix the above issue, we can wrap the text in square brackets to escape the characters from being parsed. So here we want to escape the and of. So we will wrap these in square brackets, and now you see the output. So here you can see on the terminal that we get the expected output. So that is how we can make any format using these syntaxes by rearranging them depending on our requirement. So we will not talk further about this. We are gonna talk about localized formats. So let us see how to use localized format. First localized argument that we are gonna pass to the format method is capital L and capital T, which returns the time in 12 hours format, that is with AM and PM. As you can see on the screen, if we add capital S at the end, it will return time with seconds. If we only pass capital L, 2 digits format of the month slash 2 digits format of the day of month slash year will be returned. So the format returned is like month slash date slash year. If we pass double capital L, then it will return full month name space day of month comma space year. If we pass triple capital L, then it will return what it returns with 2 capital L with the time associated with it. If we pass 4 times capital L, then it will append text format of the day of week at the beginning. Similarly, we can use small l instead of capital L from capital L to 4 times capital L. It will return shorthand version of its uppercase counterpart. So here Friday's short form is FRI and the short form of the December is DEC. It works similarly in other cases. When we pass 1, 2 or 3 times small l, it will return short form of it. In this video we are gonna talk about getter and setter methods. So we have get or set methods for everything, for seconds, milliseconds, hours, etc. So first method that we are gonna talk about is millisecond or milliseconds, which can be directly chained in the moment function. So if we call that method, we get milliseconds of the current time. We can also pass argument to this method from 0 to 999 that will set the millisecond for the moment and return the time based on it. So to see the result, we will chain an extra method called toISO string, which is available in the moment library, and now see the result in the terminal. If we pass number more than 999, then it will increment the seconds and add extra milliseconds to the new second. The second method is second or seconds. It works similarly as millisecond or milliseconds. If we directly call it, then it will return seconds of the current time, and we can pass argument to it from 0 to 59. And if we pass a number greater than 59, then it will bubble up to the minutes and add the extra seconds to the new minute. We have similar methods like minute or minutes for minute and hour or hours for hour, and they work in the similar way. We can pass argument to minute or minutes from 0 to 59, and if the range is exceeded, then it will bubble up to the hour. And calling the hour method returns the current hours and takes argument from 0 to 23. If the range is exceeded, it will bubble up to the day. Similarly, we have date method, which gets or sets the day of the month and accepts the numbers from 1 to 31. If the range is exceeded, it will bubble up to the months. We have a method for the day which gets or sets the day of the week. If we call this method directly, then it will return value from 0 to 6, in which 0 stands for Sunday and 6 stands for Saturday. If we pass value more than 6 to it, then it will bubble up to the other weeks. We have method called weekday for getting or setting weekday according to the locale. If the locale assigns Monday as the first day of the week, then moment.weekday passing 0 will return Monday. If Sunday is the first day of the week, then moment.weekday passing 0 will return Sunday. We can pass negative or positive value to it. Depending on the value, it will return the day of week. We have a similar method ISO weekday, which gets or sets the ISO day of the week, with 1 being Monday and 7 being Sunday. If the range is exceeded, then it will bubble up to the other weeks. We can also pass string format of the weekday like Sunday or Monday, and depending on the value, it will be passed in the moment's current locale. We have methods like month, quarter or year that works in the similar way for getting months, quarter and year respectively. There are two methods, get or set, that we are going to talk about in depth because they are generic getters or setters method which gets or sets all those things that we talked about till now. So let's have a look at those. First we will talk about get method, which takes argument like year, month, date, hour, minute, second or millisecond, and also plural forms of it like years, dates, hours, etc. It also supports the short form of everything like Y for year, capital M for months, capital D for dates, small h for hours, M for minutes, S for seconds and MS for milliseconds. So we need not to remember all those previously described methods. We only need this method and we can get everything that we talked about earlier from this only one method. Now let's talk about set method. This is also a generic method and takes two arguments. First is the time unit like seconds, milliseconds, minutes, hours, etc. And second is the value to be set for that time unit. And it can set value to any moment of time. We can set time to 20 years in the past. We can also set time to 20 or 50 years in the future. And this method also supports in the plural and short form of everything that we described in the get method. This method also takes objects as arguments, in which we can pass key value pairs of these time units. We can pass one unit or multiple units at once. So this object argument is what we use a lot in our daily problem solving. Since in this we can set multiple time units at the same time, so we need not to chain the set method with single argument multiple times to get the expected output. One thing to notice that this month argument takes value from 0 to 11. So 0 stands for January and 11 stands for December. That's why you can see we are setting month as 11, but it's returning 12, which is for December. So in this video we are gonna talk about where we left off in the last video. First method that we are gonna talk about is add method, which takes two arguments. First, the amount of time to be added to the moment, and the second argument is the time unit like seconds, minutes, etc. So calling the moment function will return current time, and we are adding add method on top of it, and it also takes all the time units that we talked about like seconds, milliseconds, month, quarter, etc. As you can see on the screen, today is 31st of the December 2022, and now if we add 7 days to it, it will return 7th January in 2023. Now see the result in the terminal. We can pass minutes, seconds, years, months, all these units work in the similar fashion like days. And we can also pass short version of all the time units like Y for year, capital M for months. Similarly, we have subtract method, so we can subtract some amount of time from the current time. Like instead of adding 7 days, if we subtract 7 days, it will return 24th of December 2022. We can also pass argument to moment method as well, that we talked about in the second video of this series. So if we pass some date in that moment, we can add or subtract in that date. As you can see on the screen, we have passed two arguments. First is 8th December 2022 and the second argument is the format that we have set in the first argument, that is DDMMYY format. And now if we subtract 7 days from it, we will get 1st December 2022. We can also pass timestamps in moment function. Like we pass timestamp of 8 December, we will get the same output as earlier. In this video, we are gonna talk about some other useful methods available in moment library. So first method that we are going to talk about is start of method. We can also directly change this method to moment function, and it gives us the output depending on what we provide as argument. We can provide all the time units as arguments like year, month, week, quarter, etc. So if we pass year as argument, then it will return the start of year, which will be January 1st 12 am this year. If we pass month as argument, then it will return 1st of this month 12 am. If we pass day, then it will return 12 am today. We have similar method end of, which gives us when the time unit ends, like when year ends or day ends or week ends. We have a method in moment called UTC, which gives us UTC timestamps, as you can see on the screen. There is a method which gives us time offset, that is difference in time between local time and UTC in minutes. That method is UTC offset, and as you can see on the screen, it gives me 330 minutes. Since I am from India and here we have plus 530 hours of time offset from UTC, which will be 330 in minutes. We have a Unix method which gives us Unix timestamp, and this can also directly be chained to the moment function, and as you can see on the screen, it gives us the output in seconds. We have another method value of, which gives us timestamp in milliseconds.